Well, I'm sure that not many of you are aware of this feature on Claude AI, and I don't really blame you because they are somewhat hidden. So basically in Claude, it is quite possible to get an interactive answer like this in the chat window, and it makes the experience to be significantly better. And sometimes it can even affect the answer from AI. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can trigger some of these widgets in Claude AI. And don't worry, they are quite easy to use. So let's start with this one. This is basically a simple chart that was created by Claude. And I asked Claude to generate a bar chart showing the price of SSD in the past 12 months. And this is the result. So this is actually way better than just reading a paragraph. And this is actually a standard way to visualize a data. And of course, this is not the only type of chart that Claude AI support. I mean, you can use a line chart, a pie chart, and perhaps some other types of chart that I haven't tried. But basically, I'm sure that many formats should be available in the platform. So this is the first example. And by the way, I have 10 examples, 10 widgets that you can use on Claude AI. And the last one is very interesting because it is something that I'm going to just do a live demo because it is basically very unique. But anyway, let's continue. So the second one here is a sort of map, interactive map that was showed or triggered by Claude. So right here, I asked Claude to suggest me a spiciest restaurant near the Changi airport, and then please point their locations on a map. And I got this result. So this is based on Google Maps data. So I would say this is very accurate. And of course, you can click on the restaurant name to reveal some more info and even direction to that restaurant that you can open via Google Maps. So that's very cool if you are planning to go to somewhere and you need some suggestions from Claude. This is actually one way to get answer from Claude. Now let's move on with a comparison. This is my favorite one because basically, if you want to compare products or compare anything, X versus Z or A versus B, this is a tool that I highly recommend to start using. So this is the prompt that I use. Chart a comparison between iPhone 16 and iPhone 17. This is the result. And there are other buttons, other elements that I can click and will reveal some other info. Very useful. And again, it is way better than just reading some long paragraphs underneath. So this is actually improving the experience in Claude AI. Okay, let's move on with the next widget. And honestly, this is very, very simple, but still very useful. So you can ask Claude about the weather of any location or city on Earth at any given time, and it will give you this nice animation alongside with the temperature number and of course the weather data that was captured or sourced from Google. It is kind of simple but still quite useful, and it can even reveal the predicted weather in the future, like tomorrow or the other day after today. So yeah, this is just one example, and you can replace this with a different location. It's up to you. Okay, let's continue. And this one is also quite interesting. It is basically creating a diagram, and the prompt that I use is this, very simple. Show me a diagram of how TCP/IP works, and I got this result. And what's even better about this is that you can click on any of these elements and it will send a message to Claude. Let me give you one example. So I don't know what is IP packet. I can click it and boom, it just send that query, send the question to Claude, and I can get the answer directly from Claude. So yeah, this is where the widget and the AI chatbot is sort of working together to elevate your AI chatbot experience. So still very cool. Anyway, let's continue. If you love cooking, then this is a must-try widget on Claude. So I asked Claude to give me a recipe for spaghetti carbonara, and I have some images alongside with the recipe and the step-by-step process to actually make the dish. It's quite detailed, and again, if you love cooking, this is a must-try prompt or a must-try widget on this platform. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about this because this is kind of straightforward. So let's continue. This is kind of simple as as well, but still quite useful. You can ask Claude to perform a search and then show you a particular image that you want to see in the chat window. Here I ask Claude to show me a picture of corgi with its toy, and I have several images. Sure, they are not very accurate. This is not like AI agent can see something. It is just reading content from the metadata or from the name or from the text of the image. So it's not going to be the most accurate, but still you can get some good pictures in this way. So I have some pictures of Claude with its toy. I think it's still it is quite accurate. Now let's move on. This is a feature, a widget that I think a must have, a must try if you chat a lot, if you're sending emails a lot. So here in this example, I asked Claude to drop me a Slack message declining a meeting and then propose a different time, and I got this result. It is kind of simple, but at the same time I can see how this could be even better than just a regular AI text answer, because first there is a preview, so you can kind of simulate on how the message would appear on the platform, and secondly it gave you multiple options. I got the casual, warm, brief message, but there's also the professional version, so you can choose which one do you think is the best on your project, on your message. So yeah, that's one example. And here, before we move on to the last, this is a widget that I think it's very useful if you want to use some connectors or apps within the Claude interface. So Claude has many connectors, and if you don't know which one to use, then you can ask Claude, tell me what connectors that I can use for project management, and after that it tells me that I can use one of these options, and I can click connect to connect my Claude account with let's say one of these platforms. I'm not going to do that, but basically you can connect your account with other connectors in this platform, and it's actually going to make your life a lot easier when you can control some apps directly from the Claude interface. So those are 9 widgets that you can try on Claude, but let's try the last one, and this is also very interesting. So I'm going to just do a live demo, and hopefully it can appear, because there is no guarantee that it would appear when you're chatting. It's just sort of random, so I'll try my best to actually trigger that widget. I'm going to send this query to Claude, and okay, just use this model, send a message, and yeah, just wait for the answer. So usually when the question is a bit ambiguous, Claude might be creating, there you go, creating this list of choices that you can choose, and it will affect the next answer from AI. It is very useful. It is more interactive. It reminds me to the learn feature, the learn step-by-step feature in Gemini and ChatGPT, but now we have it in Claude, and it's just enabled automatically when AI decided that it needs more info about your question. Okay, let me just give some answer, and yeah, there you go. It's actually trying to synthesize the answer based on my previous input. This will improve the quality of the answer beyond just giving you generic info, because AI will try to clarify what you mean beforehand before generating the answer. So yeah, that's the feature that you cannot always trigger, because again AI must decide if it needs more context, and if it decided that it has all the context, then that option might not appear when you are chatting. But yeah, that's basically all the widgets that you can start using in Claude AI. So I hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.